Iraqi Dinar Today latest news, and welcome to a critical broadcast where we dissect the most significant financial developments emanating directly from the heart of Iraq's monetary authority. For years, the Iraqi dinar has occupied a unique space in the financial world, a currency held by individuals across the globe with a common, long-term aspiration for a profound change in its valuation. This anticipation has been a decades-long journey, often fraught with speculation and whispers, making the simple act of holding the currency a test of enduring patience. The sense of waiting, the perpetual feeling that a major economic milestone was always just out of reach, has been a defining characteristic of this community's experience. Yet, when analyzing the recent official communications, one cannot ignore the palpable shift in the narrative. The current context suggests that the distant, theoretical goal is now taking shape as a concrete, procedural reality. Today, we confront the vital question of what it means when the central regulatory body itself steps forward to confirm a major institutional pivot. This discussion centers on a newly released official statement from the Central Bank of Iraq, widely known as the CBI. This is not the familiar noise of unverified internet chatter or the hopeful musings of online forums. This is a public document from the nation's premier financial institution, effectively ending a long period of regulatory silence on matters of fundamental currency structure. The language contained within this official communication carries significant weight, signaling a tangible move toward a functional revaluation of the national currency. For those who have committed to holding the dinar for extended periods, carefully considering the geopolitical and economic complexities of the region, this announcement represents a defining moment. It marks a clear line of demarcation between the years of rumor-driven speculation and the commencement of a documented administrative process. Our objective is to meticulously review the core facts presented by the CBI, interpret the implications for currency holders, and objectively address the areas that still lack precise detail. It is paramount, now more than ever, to anchor all expectations in administrative prudence and a grounded understanding of market mechanisms. To grasp the full gravity of this official notice, we must briefly acknowledge the history that sets the stage. For many years, the dinar has been held as a long-term strategic asset, often viewed through the lens of a calculated risk rather than a dynamic, internationally traded currency. The market status quo was defined by limited circulation outside of Iraq and an exchange value that remained persistently low when benchmarked against major global currencies. While the occasional forum post or social media trend would spark temporary interest, generating fleeting buzz, these moments were entirely devoid of official, governmental substantiation. The new statement from the CBI shatters this pattern entirely, establishing a clear difference between unproven theory and authenticated fact. The language employed by the Central Bank of Iraq in its recent official communication is notable for its measured precision and intentional clarity. The bank explicitly acknowledges that fundamental adjustments to the existing exchange rate framework are now under active and direct consideration by the institution. Furthermore, it confirms that the necessary regulatory systems and complex operational protocols are being systematically prepared to manage the eventual execution of these potential shifts in monetary policy. This degree of forward-looking communication and institutional transparency is a marked departure from the previous decade, where such explicit details were conspicuously absent. The monetary authority has also been clear in its intent to establish formal exchange channels, emphasizing that these processes will be rigorously documented, strictly regulated, and continuously monitored by the state apparatus to ensure integrity and compliance. Crucially, the statement avoids making any binding promise of an immediate, overnight revaluation, which is a key detail for managing expectations. However, it unequivocally confirms that the essential structural and procedural groundwork is now firmly in place, ready for activation. For those who have been closely monitoring the economic signals from the region, this is arguably the clearest institutional indication yet that a potential revaluation is transitioning from a theoretical possibility into a visible, tangible process unfolding on the immediate horizon. This moment is not an invitation to excessive excitement, but rather a prompt for recognizing a significant procedural acceleration. When a central banking authority dedicates resources to physically prepare such comprehensive plans, the potential implications are vast. It signals a potential transformation for the dinar, moving it away from its long-held status as a purely speculative instrument, and toward functioning as a standard currency with a value capable of reflecting Iraq's substantial underlying economic potential. The transition carries substantial implications for individuals holding the currency, suggesting a potential adjustment in value. Yet, for Iraq as a sovereign nation, the change is even more profound. A successful revaluation could signal a new phase of enhanced internal economic stability, a surge in international business confidence, the strengthening of global trade relationships, and a comprehensive overhaul of the nation's financial standing on the world stage, marking a powerful statement of economic recovery for a global audience of international banks, currency market analysts, and foreign investors. This official announcement potentially marks the beginning of a significant ripple effect across the broader Middle East. The Iraqi dinar is now actively re-entering serious, high-level financial discussions. This renewed prominence demands an objective analysis of the spectrum of possible outcomes that the central bank might pursue in the near future. In one plausible scenario, the CBI might opt for a deliberate, modest adjustment, positioning the move as an economic recalibration intended to stabilize the domestic economy without triggering disruptive, rapid inflation. This approach would involve a moderate movement in the exchange rate. Conversely, a more significant scenario involves a comprehensive revaluation designed to substantially elevate the dinar's international purchasing power and overall standing among global currencies. The specific pathway the central bank ultimately selects will be determined by a complex matrix of domestic economic health, the volatility of global oil prices, the volume of incoming foreign investment, the success of internal political reforms, and the broader geopolitical environment. The recent official statement does not commit to one specific outcome over the other, but offers a far clearer and narrower range of realistic possibilities than has been available to observers for many years. For anyone currently in possession of the Iraqi dinar, this confirmed procedural movement emphasizes the immediate need for meticulous organization and administrative readiness, prioritizing preparation over premature celebration. The fundamental first step involves rigorously documenting and verifying that all currency holdings are legitimate and traceable to legal sources. Any future exchange, regardless of the ultimate rate, will necessitate stringent verification processes designed to combat financial fraud and money laundering. It is strongly advised to confirm the status and credentials of any bank or authorized exchange center being utilized, ensuring they are official and licensed entities. Understanding the specific procedural rules, the required identity documentation, the authorized locations for legal transactions, and any potential associated fees is absolutely vital. Having this comprehensive paperwork and information organized in advance could eliminate weeks or even months of unnecessary bureaucratic friction once an exchange window opens. Neglecting simple but crucial administrative steps, such as maintaining valid identification, proof of legal ownership, or required regulatory compliance forms, could lead to significant transaction delays or, in the worst case, potentially disqualify a person from participating in the exchange process entirely. Readiness is not just about having the currency, it is about having the clear, verified documentation that accompanies it. Simultaneously, a strong warning must be issued regarding the high-risk nature of unofficial or so-called gray market channels. Historically, a rise in official excitement within this sector inevitably attracts opportunistic scammers and fraudulent operators seeking to exploit the uninformed. The CBI statement places a heavy, repeated emphasis on the fact that all future exchanges will be processed exclusively through authorized, officially regulated institutions. This official clarification means that there are no legitimate shadow brokers, no random dealers, and absolutely no valid promises from anonymous sources in comment sections offering preferential or discounted early revaluation rates. Such offers should be treated as illusions, designed only to separate individuals from their assets. Adhering strictly to the official, verified instructions from the CBI is the sole reliable method for protecting holdings and avoiding potential financial loss. It is also essential for all holders to maintain a prudent level of realism when managing expectations. Even with this official announcement confirming a proactive plan, nothing in the high-stakes world of global finance is truly guaranteed until the event has physically occurred. Unforeseen changes in global economic stability, unexpected shifts in internal policy decisions, or new external pressures could potentially alter, delay, or even result in the full cancellation of these intended plans. This is precisely why a calm, realistic mindset is crucial, actively avoiding the emotionally charged trap of anticipating instantaneous, overnight wealth. It is far more rational and prudent to view this news as tangible progress, a documented signal that the financial wheels are moving in the correct direction, rather than treating it as a final, winning lottery ticket. This grounded perspective is the most valuable preparation one can undertake, as it fosters rational, objective decision-making. For those individuals who may be new to the Iraqi Dinar discussion, or who are hearing about this critical development for the very first time, maintaining a healthy sense of skepticism is not only understandable but highly recommended. The historical record of speculation surrounding the Iraqi currency is replete with cautionary tales of misplaced hope and a profound misunderstanding of inherent risks. The key differentiator today is the clarity and verified source of the information. This official CBI statement is a documented, procedural outline originating from the highest level of the country's financial governance, contrasting sharply with the speculative fantasies of the past. If one is considering participating in this sector, it must be approached with the gravity of any significant financial action, careful evaluation, a clear understanding of the considerable risks, and an absolute commitment to never jeopardizing core financial stability based on pure speculation. The broader implications of a potentially strengthened dinar for Iraq's national economy are far-reaching and overwhelmingly positive. The primary, immediate benefit would be a massive increase in both domestic and international confidence in the country's financial future. A more stable and intrinsically valuable currency could finally entice foreign investors who have been hesitant to return to the region, and it would allow trade to expand significantly. Furthermore, a strengthened currency could help stabilize the balance of imports and exports, providing a crucial mechanism for better controlling domestic inflation. The nation's banking system is also expected to benefit significantly from increased capitalization and a more robust regulatory framework. Collectively, these improvements could lead to better public infrastructure, enhanced social services, and a pervasive sense of genuine economic renewal for the average Iraqi citizen. On the international stage, a successful revaluation holds the power to influence global currency markets, alter the direction of foreign investment flows, and even reshape fundamental trade negotiations between nations. Global companies and multinational corporations dealing with Iraq would be compelled to reconsider their contracts, trade volumes, and long-term investment stakes based on the new valuation. A revalued dinar could make Iraqi exports more competitive, attracting further interest. This change could also impact global oil trade dynamics, particularly if oil revenue calculations begin to shift toward a new denomination or methodology. The ripple effect of such a significant decision would extend far beyond the immediate borders of the Middle East, influencing energy markets and broader international financial stability. However, the practical logistics of the exchange process will ultimately dictate the real-world outcome. Even with the best-laid revaluation plan, if the actual exchange process is executed slowly, proves inefficient, or is mishandled by the authorized authorities, many holders might face significant challenges in converting their currency or accessing its full potential value immediately. This reality underscores why administrative preparedness is absolutely non-negotiable. Holders must be aware of official exchange windows, understand that initial demand will likely be extremely high, and be mentally prepared for inevitable bureaucratic delays. Above all, a deep reserve of patience is required. Significant financial stability rarely manifests instantaneously, and administrative transformations of this immense scale require a controlled, methodical pace for correct implementation. As holders, it is also crucial to think strategically about one's personal financial goals and time horizons. The decision to exchange immediately upon revaluation versus holding for potential future appreciation should be a calculated choice, not an emotional reaction. Immediate exchange allows for the capture of early gains, but carries the risk of missing out on further appreciation if the currency continues to strengthen over time. Conversely, holding requires a strong, sustained faith in the long-term economic and political stability of the region. In either scenario, a clearly defined plan is essential. Every individual must know whether they are aiming for a quick realization of value or a longer-term secure asset. It is also critical to acknowledge that the broader global economic environment will exert an enormous influence on the final outcome. Iraq's economy is not isolated. Variables such as prevailing global oil prices, regional political stability, the health of international trade patterns, and worldwide interest rates will all collectively influence how meaningful and sustained a revaluation actually proves to be. Simply looking at the immediate headline is insufficient. A smart approach requires constantly monitoring broader, reliable economic indicators and staying keenly aware of global political developments. For families and private citizens who have held the dinar as a hopeful long-term asset, this moment offers the potential for real, tangible results. However, the proactive, practical steps taken now will make the difference between a smooth transaction and a difficult ordeal. Consulting with licensed financial advisors, where available, is highly recommended. Verify current policies with trusted banks and licensed exchange centers, and strictly avoid relying on unverified internet rumors for actionable financial guidance. Keep all paperwork meticulously organized and confirm that all notes are legitimate, in good physical condition, and clearly documented as your legal property. When the revaluation becomes officially actionable, the quality and smoothness of your personal preparation will directly determine the quality and speed of your execution. Sharing this important news with friends or family is fine, but that communication carries a critical responsibility to be accurate and factual. It is vital to encourage the sharing of verified, official information only, actively discouraging any impulsive decisions rooted in fear or excessive hype. Promote a culture of calm, informed action among peers and gently remind people that even official announcements are not an ironclad guarantee of wealth. The wisest course of action is to await formal, explicit exchange instructions before committing to any definitive financial course. Community support focused on accuracy can help prevent many of the mistakes made in the past. As a channel dedicated to clear, truthful reporting, we must emphasize with full honesty, this specific announcement is an exceptionally positive step, but it is not a unilateral guarantee of a fixed outcome. It offers a clear pathway and provides a strong foundation for optimism, but that hope must be solidly grounded in financial reality. What truly matters now is the methodical, intelligent response to this news. Every holder must assess their level of preparedness, their capacity for patience, and the realism of their future outlook. The path forward involves several specific, actionable steps. First, monitor all official channels diligently, meticulously following all statements from the Central Bank of Iraq, and watching closely for formal announcements regarding specific exchange procedures, authorized institutions, and concrete timelines. Second, physically double-check your holdings, ensuring that all notes are properly stored, secure, and easily accessible. Third, strongly resist external pressures. Ignore any posts or messages screaming for immediate action or promising unrealistic, get-rich-quick scenarios. These are distractions designed to compromise your judgment. Fourth, adopt a long-term perspective. Whether the plan is to exchange early or hold, a cohesive strategy aligned with personal financial goals is essential, and the plan must be flexible enough to adapt to any changes in the economic situation. If a feeling of uncertainty arises, acknowledge it as a perfectly natural reaction. The history of the dinar journey has included too many optimistic climbs followed by disappointing setbacks, making skepticism a healthy, protective mechanism. Emotional investing rarely yields positive results. Use this moment of official breakthrough to build a strong foundation of stability and clarity, not to fuel anxiety or panic. If you are a newcomer to currency or general investing, take the necessary time to thoroughly research and educate yourself. Consult with trusted, licensed professionals and treat this development as one component of a broader, diversified financial strategy, never as a sole chance at fortune. Ensure that your comprehensive financial plan includes diversified savings and a clear, well-defined sense of risk management across all assets. Looking ahead, it is highly probable that we will see further official news, more detailed statements, and perhaps even specific timelines released in the near future, or alternatively, we may encounter administrative delays. In either scenario, the correct action is to remain alert and to source all developments exclusively through established, reliable channels. Ultimately, this moment and this crucial announcement from the central bank are about more than just currency value. They are about an institution recognizing a fundamental economic potential, officially committing to a process of change, and demonstrably opening a significant door for financial reintegration onto the global stage. For many, that door leads to potential financial security or relief. For others, it simply offers a sense of long-awaited hope regained. The essential takeaway today is that this information is factual, it is procedural, and it involves real steps toward real potential. If you are a holder, a real, strategic decision will need to be made soon, but you can only make that decision effectively if your preparations are complete and your knowledge is grounded in fact. We will remain dedicated to bringing you meticulously dissected updates as they unfold. If this objective breakdown helped clarify the situation, please consider sharing it with anyone tracking the Iraqi economy's future. Staying ahead of official regulatory moves, understanding the technical exchange procedures, and absorbing expert commentary is the best way to protect your financial interests. Stay ready, stay informed, and thank you for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar Today latest news.